Okay, so we're gonna try this again. The stream sort of like lagged out on us, and so we're gonna try again to get it right. So yeah, we just lagged out on the last one. My stream help said it was bad, so we're gonna try again, making sure this time we're good to go. So just gonna re-put this thing right here. Let's put this poll as well. And we have to reshare it again for sure. So let's do all of that right now as we're waiting for more people to join the stream. Let's make sure. Okay, so let's delete this one. Okay, so we lagged out on the other one. Our stream was not going good, so let's make sure that this one goes better. So just sharing this out on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. We're Culture Elixir on there as well. And we cover most of everything that you probably want to see be covered. So make sure you follow us on there. We'll be covering a lot tomorrow during San Diego Comic-Con, so you don't want to miss out on that for sure. So let's share the stream. Let's get it going then. So if you're here, make sure you vote. I put a little poll up there. I'm curious to see by the end of the stream what everybody's thoughts and opinions are on Nope. Definitely a film that I've seen a lot of people either love or hate. So definitely interested in seeing what everybody thinks about it. Make sure you also let me know what you thought about it, if you've seen it or not. We're going to be talking spoilers here. We did this one yesterday, and there was a lot of spoilers in the chat, so there's like no way to avoid spoilers if you're here. And yeah, everybody was talking about it for sure. So for some reason, though, this time that when I'm trying to stream, it makes it seem like I'm like lagged out for some reason, which I'm not sure. Let me just make sure that we have everything connected. Because for some reason it tells me the poll isn't working. Let me just make sure that we are good to go on here or not. Let's see, let's make sure. I have heard about the angel talk for sure. Yeah, definitely have heard about that. And something I was trying to look into as well. They do use the word miracle a lot in the movie as well, so that could be something as well. Okay, so the stream should be good to go now. It looks like it. Yeah, it definitely makes it interesting to hear that this could be something more of a celestial being for sure than an alien like we think of aliens from another planet or universe for sure. And I don't really remember the shape of it that well when I saw it the first time, but I'm going to be seeing it again tomorrow. I'm going to be looking for this for sure because I've been seeing a lot of that talk about it being an angel of sorts as well. And I'll definitely look into that as well for sure. I am interested in knowing though, like exactly what happened at the end, right? Like, is it completely gone or what is it? Because it looked like it just floated away, but it could have just floated away because of the way it is. Yeah, definitely Bad Miracle cursed. Ricky did get cursed by that because he wanted this spectacle. Yeah, definitely taking those, the shape of the UFO for sure was a better way for it, I guess, to be able to hide when it's sort of like preying on its prey. And it was easier for it to go through like the mountains and everything around there as well. Yeah, definitely the connection with that, with it being like a celestial being and everything, with that verse at the beginning. I don't remember the verse exactly, but it was like a verse, and everybody was telling me about it as well. I think that is a great way to put it, like a hermit crab, definitely just like being protected inside like a shell of sorts as well. Yesterday on the chat, there was a lot of people talking about the shoe when Ricky saw the animal attack and everything, and everybody was wondering. Well, some people were saying it might have been the aliens. Some people are saying it was just something because of the balloons popping. Tomorrow, when I watch it again, I'm definitely gonna be on the lookout to see what's happening in that scene because they're talking about that shoe just standing straight up, and it's something that Ricky's just fixated on throughout, which I thought was interesting, and I want to check that out again, definitely for sure. So let's see what we got here. The Gordy incident was definitely traumatizing for sure. Like that went like crazier than I thought for sure, and I did not expect that at all. From the trailer itself, I thought that the chimpanzee's hand was actually an alien's hand when I first saw it. So I thought that that was interesting to see that it was actually a whole other incident that had happened. That is true that it was a Ricky inflatable at the end that sort of brought the alien down. So it sort of goes back to the whole situation with Ricky and Gordy also. So I thought that that's a pretty cool thing to notice right there for sure. I could definitely see this thing being around for millions of years for sure also. The Bloody House was crazy, honestly. That whole scene and everything. I was just thinking Slayer raining blood, and I was just like, that is some like classic horror type like vibes to it, where they're like, and then blood will come down through the windows and all of that. So I thought that that was cool of him to do right there. Definitely an exploding fist bump for sure with that last shot right there, right? I do agree. Jordan Peele, I do like him a lot. I think he definitely tries to push like the boundaries of horror with every single movie he comes out with, and make these I like things that just stick and linger. And a lot of people are still talking about the movie, and I think that means he did his job well with it because I think it really is good. Definitely a lot of layers to unpack with this movie. I agree for sure. There is so much that he put into this movie that we're still talking about and dissecting everywhere. I see it on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, all of that. Um, yeah, definitely. Some people said that also with the shoe just standing straight up, it sort of resembled with the frisbee and us, and sort of a parallel of that. I haven't checked out the Twilight Zone, but I definitely do want to check out more of the Twilight Zone. The way I thought the alien was able to digest people was it was sort of like I kind of saw like a Venus flytrap or a snake where it sort of just was like squishing the people once it was in there, and they were sort of like being turned into mush of sorts, because that's what it looks like it was doing, and would explain why it made it like rain blood at a point, and why it doesn't really eat like hard stuff because it just is able to eat like soft tissue and all of that. So once it had more of something harder like the metal or like the fake horse, it couldn't really eat it, and it sort of got stuck in its esophagus because of that. But that scene with the alien when it took all of those people inside, and it was just like claustrophobic, like one of the scariest scenes in the whole movie, in my opinion. I was just like, this is insanity right here, what's happening, right? So I thought that that was definitely something interesting right there for sure. So I'm just going to make sure that the live is still good because it's kind of lagging on my end. But yeah, I am definitely excited to see this film again and catch up on some things that I wasn't able to catch on the first go around. So why did the alien transform at the end? I think the honestly, in my opinion, I think it transformed at the end because it saw that like OJ and Emerald were trying to sort of like tame it at a point, and it felt, I think, like it wasn't in control anymore. It had become not a predator anymore, and I think that's its nature, to be a predator. So it sort of tried to make itself look bigger and more intimidating. That's my honest opinion of why it turned into what it turned at the end. Yeah, that's an interesting take for sure, that they would call this a supernatural phenomenon, even though it might just be an animal that's been around in the earth for so long. But of course, there's no explanation. Maybe they thought they were being like beamed up or all of that, and that could be interesting take for all of the stories that people do have about aliens and all of that as well. Is there some sort of like animal? And somebody yesterday on the stream kind of compared it to a cryptid, like Bigfoot and all of that, where it's just some animal that might have been here for some time already, but we don't really get to see it like that. So I thought it's interesting. I like that Jordan Peele really turned this whole thing around, because I had a lot of theories that there was these aliens in this spaceship going to come out, or it was like some humans that were going to come out from the future and all of that. So I also have seen a lot of people, and myself included, think that the reason that Gordy did do that attack was because of the UFO or uh, like creature, whatever, coming through and sort of making the monkey go crazy like the horses. And I'm not sure about that. I want to say that's the reason, but I'm going to see the movie again tomorrow, and I'm going to be really analyzing that scene to see what exactly is happening here. Yeah, it really felt like a paper, right? Especially when it was opening like its flaps and you saw all the green stuff like coming out and all of that. It really seemed like it was sort of like a like origami flower type vibe. That's what I was thinking when I saw that scene right there. But that'd be interesting, yeah, a take like that, that it's like coming out of its cocoon, right? Like now this is like its final form. I could definitely see that for sure as well. Yeah, this is definitely being compared to Jaws, so I definitely see that Megalodon parallel there, because people are calling it like Jaws in the sky. Yeah, a lot of people don't think Ricky died. They really don't, because we don't really ever see it. That's what they're saying, and I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna see what exactly happened there. So I'm gonna be seeing it tomorrow, but really looking out for these things, and hopefully make a video after my second go. I could definitely see that also, especially with the verse about filth and all of that at the beginning of the film. There could definitely be a connection like that, that it was sort of appearing because of this. And I also said that it could be sort of a representation of all of their traumas, because I think all of them have traumas here for sure. And like how the Haywoods lost their father, Ricky with the Gordy attack, and then we have also Angel, who just came out of a relationship, he said. So this monster could represent that as well for sure. Some people yesterday in the chat were saying they would want a sequel or a prequel. What do y'all think? Should they do that or not? I'm curious to know what y'all think. Yeah, Emerald and OJ together were hilarious, honestly. Like throughout the whole film and everything, I really enjoyed Keke Palmer's performance in this. Like she would just crack me up all the time, and OJ's seriousness combined with her like more outgoing personality was funny to see for sure. Like every time OJ was like, nope, I would just like laugh, because it was just hilarious how he was just like, I'm not dealing with that at all, because who would want to deal with something like that for sure. So I did enjoy that for that matter for sure. Yeah, for sure. Good night, you too as well. Stay safe. Thanks for joining in, by the way. Yeah, that part was hilarious when they were just getting excited and pumped up for sure. Yeah, that's exactly. Actually, I didn't even remember War of the World, and that definitely does feel like that scene right there. The Akira, yeah, I could definitely see that for sure. Also, especially because we saw the Akira motorcycle sort of scene tribute that Jordan Peele did with Keke Palmer at the end. It would make sense that he was trying to sort of do something like this. Other people are also comparing the monster to like an angel from Evangelion. Sorry, can't even talk today. There is some moments that are kind of scary. That I did jump in a couple of moments for sure, but overall, I think it's more like creepy than anything, and sort of actiony at some points as well. John Wick 4 trailer just dropped too. I'm gonna check it out after this. I'll probably do a video on it as well. Yeah, not as scary as as other horror films for sure. It's just more of a creepy sci-fi film for sure than anything. So yeah, nothing too scary. Just a couple like jump scares. Like I only jumped, I think, at the scene when there was like a fake horse head, just like a wooden fake horse head. But that was just because the theater got really quiet for some reason. Yeah, definitely more of a thriller than anything for sure. I thought that too, but I think that at that point the alien monster whatever had become so like desperate because OJ and Emerald were sort of like trying to tame it, and they were like making a run through and making it sort of tired as well, and they were pretty much like this thing had become so impatient that maybe it didn't really recognize that this was just a balloon at the time. If you're not a horror person, this isn't really like a horror film. It's more sci-fi. It does have like a little bit of like I wouldn't say spookiness, but it is kind of eerie, and there is like some little jump scares here and there, but nothing too big as well. I actually got to see it at a screening, so it was like a day early. Yeah, there definitely is a scene in there that's very much so like it just like makes you like your skin crawl for sure. Like I felt the same way, and this is something I never thought I would feel seeing a scene like this. But the way that Jordan Peele made the scene, especially with like the lighting, the actors, and everything, I was just like, this is some like weird stuff here. So I give props to him for making like that feeling for sure, because that was something that was just insane, and everybody talks about that scene that I've seen as well, talk about this movie because it was something crazy for sure. I do wonder too if there is anything there, especially with the alien's true form. Is this the true form that we see at the end, or what is it, right? I definitely felt that for sure, Hollywood, where I was watching the film and then I was just like, hold on, this thing just changed like out of nowhere because I think those last scenes, that last final act, goes really fast and you start to miss things here and there for sure. So I really did feel that as well when I was watching this. So yeah, definitely that was interesting there for sure. Yeah, that was definitely a scene that was very much so like claustrophobic, and I'm somebody who didn't think they were claustrophobic, but once I saw that scene, I was just like, okay, this is something that's not good at all to even be in. And I thought of myself in that situation, and it kind of scared me more, even though I was just watching the film. I was just thinking, how would you even like get out of this or survive this, right? For sure, that scene was intense. You just watched it tonight. What did you think? Let us know. Yeah, I had to catch up for sure because like everything went fast, right, in that last act. So I was just like, hold on, what is going on here? I thought we were actually gonna see the inside of the alien when Antlers had the camera. I thought that was gonna happen for sure. If you just jumped in, we're just discussing spoilers from the movie. We talked about the ending. We talked about the alien and how it changed forms and how it really wasn't an alien. So we're just talking spoilers here about everything. Anything you want to talk about the movie or no, that's all we're just doing here today. I did hear about the guy walking towards the chimp in that trailer. The thing is that I heard Jordan Peele actually has a 3 hour cut of this movie, and we only got like a 2 hour cut of it. So there's a ton of stuff missing, which I'm curious to know what it is as well. I agree. Lucky was definitely the lucky horse. Yeah, the screams that you would hear over the horse, I mean, over the house when the monster was up there, that was very scary for sure and eerie to just think about. And then it just started raining blood and you didn't hear any more screams. Definitely insane. Yeah, I'm thinking about that as well. That notch that was happening in the saucer form that it had. I don't know if it was just like sort of cracking from its cocoon. Somebody else in the chat earlier talked about it being sort of like this, like butterfly of sorts at the end, and I thought that's interesting. I did think that the alien would have been an actual aliens when we saw them at the beginning, those little aliens, and I was just like, what? When it turned out it wasn't, because it was in the trailers. Jupe shoe. That's something we talked about in the chat yesterday, and a lot of us can't agree on what it means or not. Some of us think it's because of the aliens that were there in that scene when Jupiter saw that shoe, that Jupe saw that shoe just standing straight up, and others just think that it's just something of a coincidence. So I'm gonna watch it tomorrow and see. Oh, I'm definitely gonna check out then in the intro to the credits for sure tomorrow when I see it. I agree. I need that 3 hour cut because I want to know what was cut from this movie. I do want the extended version because I feel like in the extended version we're gonna see more of like Gordy and Ricky, and I think more about this alien as well for sure. Well, there is no aliens. There is only a monster, which is the saucer, but that's its form. It's like a monster in itself. Release the peel cut. I agree. I agree. I'm definitely gonna Google Jupiter's atmosphere and check it out. What you mean? If I could compare it to another movie, I would say Tremors or Jaws. If y'all ever watched any of those movies, it's just this movie's like a creature feature for sure. Release the peel cut. Let's go. Oh, that music when it played the I wear my sunglasses. That was like it was cool in a way, but it was scary at the same time. I would definitely want to know a little bit more about the alien, but I feel like it definitely is something that adds to the mystery for sure, so I don't expect them to do it. It did look like a squid at some point when it was just floating around for sure. Yeah, I see that whole thing with people talking about it looking like a camera, and some people saying it was sort of like the whole thing going on with like how we are so captured by spectacle and always being in front of a camera of sorts in our smartphones, things like that. But I'm gonna talk more about that in a video. I'm just getting all my notes done, and I need to see it one more time to really get that idea of what I want to talk about in that video. The movie felt incomplete. I definitely can see it being rushed, feeling rushed for sure. And I don't know if it's because Jordan Peele cut so much because apparently he had a 3 hour cut for it, and we only got 2 hours, so I could see that. So let's see. Yeah, anytime they said nope, I laughed as well. It for some reason everybody in my theater was laughing as well. I do hear a lot about the angel as well. The alien being a camera lens, definitely hear that also as well, that it looks like a camera lens for sure. Yeah, like it definitely is Tremors and Jaws, right? Like, but in the sky this time. Like Jaws made you scared of the water, Tremors made you scared of like the desert floor, and now Nope is coming at you from the sky. Imagine Tremors and this thing at the same time. A wedding dress, I've heard that as well. A wedding dress definitely. I would see that also. Origami shape. That's what I thought as well. Yeah, we really don't know much about our oceans or our skies, and it makes it scary to think what could actually be up there, right? Lady Gaga Met Gala gown. Imagine if Lady Gaga wears this to the Met Gala for some reason. So my theater was very loud, honestly. Throughout, there was a lot of laughing, people screaming, but it wasn't in a crazy way. To when I actually went to go see Black Phone, and people were just talking the whole time. Like I don't mind hearing reactions and stuff from people, but people during Black Phone were just talking to the characters, and it was just like, okay, let's chill out for a bit. Yeah, I definitely don't see the 3 hour cut coming out in a theatrical release for sure, but hopefully it is in a Blu-ray, and hopefully it's not just like cut up, deleted scenes. Like I want a whole cut, right? Evangelion, yes. I always mispronounce it, and I definitely got those vibes for it as well. Yeah, the TMZ guy's helmet was weird, right? Like, why was it like that? For sure, I gotta look at that when I see it again. I'm happy that you saw that and it helped you out. I definitely do like and appreciate you checking it out as well, Hollywood. Yeah, definitely it is scary to think that it was there the whole time, especially when they realized that it was just in that cloud that whole time, just like preying on them. That was definitely scary. There was definitely that whole thing with the monster exploding like in Jaws for sure. Yeah, the kids that were dressed up as the aliens, I really thought that these were going to be the aliens in this movie, and I was just like, that is some creepy stuff right there. When you saw the creature up in the sky, it was definitely epic, especially when it was going through the mountains and just like swimming around through the ocean. It was scary for sure. Yeah, the angel thing, I definitely see that a lot of people, and you brought it up, that definitely is something for sure to look into. I do agree that in the third act, it definitely got rushed a little bit. It felt like really, really fast. Um, Clouds in the sky. There's actually, I think that they talked about that there's a phobia about the sky for sure. So I think that definitely people are afraid of the sky. I didn't even know that was a phobia actually, and I thought it was interesting that they brought it out for sure. Definitely makes you look up at the sky for sure and wonder what are those clouds there, right? That we always see. Yeah, I was wondering if the UFO creature actually did make its own cloud or is just hiding behind a cloud. Yeah, this creature was just simply just trying to defend its own territory, and that's all it was trying to do this whole time for sure. Okay, yeah, yeah, because I just learned about that phobia actually, that there was a phobia of people getting scared to be like sucked up into the sky. Jordan Peele really did have it hidden right what this movie was about because there was a lot of theories. I made some theories. I watched other people talk about theories, and none of us came close at all to what this thing was. Yeah, Jurassic World. Jurassic World. I really was having high hopes for Jurassic World, but no, it didn't come close for sure. In my opinion, I would have been funny though if those little aliens were the actual aliens. Because at first I was like, okay, we were seeing them. They're not scary, but yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see liking the concept and the alien, but not the execution. It was definitely something that I see a lot of people say. The thing is, I wonder too if this like creature is from Earth or not, right? Yeah, there's definitely the whole Jaws like similarities for sure that were here. I like to think too that it was just making these clouds for camouflage as well. So I think that definitely with the monkey, my opinion was that the aliens made it go crazy, but I'm gonna watch it again tomorrow and make sure that that's the case. Some people said because some of the balloons popped that it made it go crazy, so that's the thing right there, right? I think yeah, Ewan's character was always trying to find spectacle and profit off of it because he profits off of the Gordy spectacle that happened as a tragedy. So maybe that's the same thing he was doing and sort of trying to find control again by being able to control this new monster, whatever it was. So Angel did survive. The reason he survived was because he put barbed wire around him. So when the alien beast monster whatever tried to devour him, he was pretty much like spit back out because it sort of hurt the alien. Less is definitely more for sure. The less we know, the more scary it is. I said this with Black Phone with the grabber. I thought not knowing about him made him scarier for sure. I definitely didn't know what Angel was up to for sure. He was a little sketch at first, but I think he was just curious about it. Weakest of the three. Are you talking about like Jordan Peele's filmography? I definitely still have Get Out as number one for me. I agree that it's somebody else had said as well that in the end Jupe did pretty much like control the alien, right? Because it was his balloon that pretty much put it down. I'm gonna be watching it again as well. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow and get some more stuff. Us too. I feel like Us ended in a way where we could get a sequel as well. I definitely is a cool concept as well, and I think that this Predator was very much so a predator to be reckoned with as well. Inception was easier to follow. Inception, I want to watch Inception now that you brought it up. I haven't watched it in a bit. Okay, let's see. I lost the chat a bit here. Well, I'm not saying it's like connected to Jaws. I'm just saying it's kind of similar to Jaws for sure, with the way the movie moves and the predator itself. The shoes standing straight up, that's what gets to me too. Like, I think there's something with the aliens there as well. The power didn't go out. I don't remember if the lights dimmed though. That was the only thing I thought as well. Nope. Yep. Nope. 3 hours and 11 minutes. Yeah, the original cut's a lot longer than it's a full hour. A Black Phone sequel. I think we might actually get a Black Phone sequel. From what I've heard, them talking about as well. I liked Angel as well. We could definitely see a point that the praying mantis was sort of like used by the alien to hide, because it's how convenient, right, that it was there. I agree that OJ's like not making eye contact with people was definitely what saved the day at the end. Yeah, I'm excited to rewatch it for sure because I feel like I missed some stuff as well. I love the Akira reference. It was so cool to see for sure. So let's see. Let me see where I'm at. I lost the chat. The monkey scene, yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it because I need to see exactly what's going on. I would say watch it if you enjoy like creature feature films. It's more sci-fi. It's not really scary like that. So I just say go in with no expectations and you'll probably like it for sure. Spectacle can be like pretty much anything like happening, whether it's an excellent performance or something like bad that's happening, like things like that. So just something that's there to catch your attention. Yeah, Antlers definitely was sort of personifying people who just die for the art for sure, do whatever it takes for that. The shoe floating was definitely something I want to see again for sure, because I definitely think there's something more to that shoe. I believe OJ did survive. I could see that. Get Out for sure, definitely I think is Jordan Peele's best film still, for some reason. Yeah, Tremors and Jaws are definitely some monsters that are just like crazy for sure. Inception is one of the best of, yeah, definitely. I could definitely see some people who didn't like it in my audience, but I also saw some people who did like it as well. Yeah, I agree definitely with Gordy and stuff. It definitely is a whole thing about trying to tame animals and Ricky trying to profit off this alien that he really didn't understand at all and didn't try to understand. He was just really trying to get the money, right? The monkey scene was definitely driving my anxiety because you were just wondering what was going to like happen next, right? I appreciate you giving me a like. I really do. Yeah, definitely wild things cannot be tamed, and I think it's definitely a man versus nature type film as well. The shoe floating, I don't know. I think it's with the aliens. Some people said it's just random, but I'm going to watch it again and try to get some more context about it. I was definitely expecting to see more of like what's going on with this like monster in the sky and all that. Yeah, I agree with the alien being sort of a fame or success like sort of like thing going on, like being resembling that for sure because Jordan Peele kind of talked about it. I definitely see the angel stuff for sure, definitely. Yeah, definitely this evolution of this creature was interesting for sure. Real, yeah, definitely all of that for sure. So, let me see, I lost myself. I'm definitely going to be looking for the alien on the next go around and see if I just see it in the sky. Especially want to see its angel form at the end it had. It was definitely interesting. The perspective of the creature inside of it was really horrifying and weird for sure. I was very much so squeamish from it, especially made you feel claustrophobic, right? Oh yeah, in the drive-in and you see the open sky for sure, that'd be scary for sure. I don't know if you can rent this movie just yet. Gordy deserves his own movie. Hey, people love Gordy. In the last chat I did, people were loving Gordy. The need for attention, the downfall, definitely. I think that's something. It was crazy, yeah. Ricky really surprised me when he was really just sacrificing these horses for this monster. There is a lot of mixed reviews. The movie is very divisive for sure. It did have an angelic layout for sure. It wasn't really as scary or as horrific as people thought for sure, definitely. Yeah, definitely. He really went out of his way to sort of like make this spectacle happen, and you could definitely see that it was taking a toll on everybody around him as well. A sequel, which I want to see a sequel or a prequel, let me know. I'm curious. On the other chat, they said they would want that. Jordan Peele himself did say also that the monkey scene was the scariest scene in the movie in his opinion. They did focus a lot on the shoe, so I'm curious about it. I'm going to be looking at that shoe tomorrow. Mic is echoey. Let me try and fix that. Sorry about that, y'all. So spectacle, that's something that Jordan Peele has talked about a lot when he's describing this movie, that he wanted to make a spectacle movie. And so the spectacle also was the theme of the movie, he says, because humans are so driven by spectacle, or you could even say by trying to go viral nowadays and all of that, and you get lost in it. And then I think the creature represents that for sure, of how it can sort of like suck you in for sure, and like, yeah. More heavy on the horror side. Yeah, there could have been a little bit more horror for sure, but I feel like it was more of a sci-fi. Could there be more aliens? Yeah, definitely could be more aliens. Definitely IMAX for sure. Just how big the scenes were, the scope of it all is definitely an IMAX movie. Fire in the Sky, yes, that's a good movie as well right there, and I definitely see it as well. The Ice Machine at Jupiter's Claim, I think it's just definitely showing him profiting off of these things that are happening here that might not be something you would want to profit off because you don't understand it, and an accident is just waiting to happen. But also the ices, I think, just like money and all of that, I feel, right? The Gordy scene was very scary. The little aliens were actually Ricky Park, the character that Steven Yeun plays. Kids dressed up as aliens just trying to scare OJ. The look at the end of the creature was very much so more, I feel, impactful than trying to scare for sure, because it didn't look as scary when it was like that, right? The Bad Miracle, yeah, I've seen a lot of people say that about the shoe, that that was the Bad Miracle. Oh, that would make sense too with the whole thing with Jupe not being able to, not looking at the monkey in the eyes, and that's the reason he didn't get attacked. That would make sense for sure. The shoe standing, I think it's definitely something with the aliens. Some people just say it was just a miracle that happened, the way it like fell like that. And I don't know, it's interesting, right? People love Gordy. Gordy. I see a lot of people saying that it shouldn't, that it didn't connect with them as well with everything happening. I will definitely be looking for that when I watch it again, Hollywood. The people screaming while they were being eaten alive was definitely haunting, especially when the rain, blood started happening. It was so eerie and creepy for sure. I've heard about that real life incident. It's honestly crazy. A prequel, I could definitely see the prequel if they would want to do that for sure. Gordy scene was the scariest. Like I said, Jordan Peele himself said that's the scariest for him. I could see that maybe it was another creature that did it, not exactly the creature we have here. I definitely feel this movie left such a big impact that they wouldn't do that as well. Biblical angel, yeah, everybody's talking about the angels as well. Okay, so I lost my chat here. Let me try to get back to it. The chat always likes to reset on me for sure. It was a total trip. Film industry for sure is something it's trying to represent. OJ did not like to make eye contact either. I could see that the film industry being like predators for sure. Yeah, the references to angels are really much so everywhere in this movie for sure as well. Appreciate you, Hollywood, and everybody who's watching for sure. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're talking San Diego Comic-Con all day tomorrow, and we got a ton of other note videos coming out as well, especially when I rewatch it again and get more of the stuff on here. I was surprised too. I didn't think anybody had survived that attack either. It was definitely disturbing and gruesome. Yeah, OJ was sort of like keeping this sort of like cool and everything when he was trying to get the creature tamed. Yeah, OJ didn't make like eye contact with a lot of people in this movie. Somebody else had told me that to really notice that you really don't see him do that. There were a lot of scenes missing from the trailer, and Jordan Peele said that the original cut was 3 hours, so I definitely see how they cut so much. I do like that it also showed a lot of human nature in all of this as well. I think it is a good film for that. Okay, so I lost myself again in the chat. Let's see. I had that thought too that it did possess the monkey at some point and made it do what it did. But the thing is that they said that the lights didn't go out, and when the creature comes, the lights get messed up. So I'm gonna look at it again and see what exactly happens with that. Jupiter, it did feel like a cult what he was trying to accomplish right at some point. So apparently there was a real life incident, I think, with a chimpanzee that actually attacked an owner of sorts as well. So the Gordy scene, you could look at it either way. Gordy went wild and crazy and attacked everybody because a balloon popped. And so this was the reason that it sort of went crazy. You remember OJ at the beginning of the film said, no loud noises, don't look at it in the eye for the horse. And everything like that happened to Gordy, and that's why they went crazy. Now, another theory that I had, but I'm not too sure if it's really like this, is that the aliens had hovered above this area, and that's what made it sort of go crazy, because it sort of made it go erratic, like some of the horses act as well when the creature is around there as well. I keep calling it alien, right? I'm not even sure if it's an alien, right? Was Lucky blind? I don't think Lucky was blind. I think that OJ was just putting like blinders on it so it wouldn't look at the creature. Yeah, I'm not sure if they are going to profit off those pictures. Are they going to go to Oprah? That was my question. We never saw that. I definitely do want to know what Jordan Peele thinks about that as well. How he, in his head, it works out, right? Because it's definitely interesting. Chris Kattan, we'll definitely see, right? A lot of people are cracking up in that in the theater because of that. Okay, let me see. I lost my chat again. There were people in my theater that were saying nope the whole time anything was about to happen. Greetings from Western Australia. Greetings to you as well. Thanks for being here. VHS 2. I forgot about that short on VHS 2. That was really good, honestly. I haven't seen that actually. I'll try to look for that video talking about that, what the UFO means. Yeah, the shoe thing was definitely interesting. And like I said, I'm going to be making a video about that, but I want to watch it one more time before I do. I liked OJ's character. Definitely succumbing to the need for attention with it. Yeah, the industry definitely is like treating people like this as well, and I think that's what it's really saying also as well. Yeah, like once that creature did all of that with the alien, like I mean, when I keep calling it alien, once the saucer did that whole blood thing and dropped all of those things, I would have never returned to that house for sure. But I feel like they just needed to get it already on video, right? And once Antler said I'm doing it, then they're like, all right. Was Gordy in the shoe? I'm gonna definitely check that out. They did mention Siegfried and Royd, so I thought that was interesting there as well. The final form was interesting. I agree. There was a lot of eye imagery also. Yeah, definitely. I could definitely see things about that. Oh, I'm losing my. I was trying to read this and then the chat reset. Imagine that if chimps were actually inside. I've heard some people theorize about that also. Why is it called Nope? I think because you just say Nope, right? When you see this, some people had also talked about Nope being an acronym for Not of Planet Earth, but I think during a Variety interview, Keke Palmer actually said that Jordan Peele had never even thought about that, but he said that that was interesting that people came up with that theory, and I like that. I like that everybody's able to put sort of the theory into things that they believe in. Yeah, I definitely would believe that they have to believe that this is what happened. That was a theory actually that this was all a government project going on in the movie to sort of get them out of there and take the ranch. Yeah, definitely a lot of people theorize some pretty interesting stuff, right? I agree with you. There's a lot of interesting stuff. The Bible verse, yeah, that Bible verse, I looked into it when somebody told me about it in the chat yesterday, and I'm gonna be thinking more about it as I watch this film. CGI did feel a little off with Gordy in the first half for sure. Are the clouds living creatures? I mean, I don't know. Could there be more creatures in other clouds? That's the question for sure, right? I think I remember hearing Daniel Kaluuya saying that, but I'm gonna look into it. I do remember the TMZ guy saying that as well. Yeah, I definitely will be talking more about the Bible verse. I'm making a video talking about the whole Gordy scene for sure, and I will talk more about the themes and symbolism of the film. Like right now, what I understand from it is sort of like it was a like. Well, I don't want to. It was sort of like the verse itself was talking about this whole like when it said about the. Let me pull it up actually, y'all, because I think I do have it here. Uh, let's see, because somebody had told me about this Bible verse in the chat yesterday, and I actually looked into it a little bit more today. But I haven't seen the film since I looked into it. But I wanted to see the film with more context about that for sure. So the Bible verse or the verse that was in there says, "I will pelt you with filth and treat you with contempt. I will make a spectacle of you." So to me, that kind of sounds like it's talking about what we get and sort of like acknowledge in media and all of that, where we have so much media and stuff being thrown at us, especially today, that a lot of it's not really like media that's like good like that, right? But we just consume and consume and consume and consume it all, and it's pretty much like that's the filth right there, and we make it a spectacle because we just want to like consume as much as we can, or we want to become the spectacle as well, so we're just throwing out as much as we can out there to become that. But you know what, that's still not really all the way there. It's kind of still confusing how I say it, so I'm definitely gonna try and get it down better. Let's see. Yeah, definitely the creature represented a camera at a point at the end for sure. I think that's an interesting theory that the adult Ricky would be an alien. I'm not sure if she knew it was TMZ, but I felt like she kind of like already had a feeling it might have been, because there's a scene cut from M when she was in Hollywood, and I feel like she might have bumped into this guy there. So that's what I think, because in the trailers you see that, but not here in the movie. It did look gracefully when it was moving around. It did symbolize that for sure. I feel like Jean Jacket didn't really die in the end, right? That's my opinion for sure. Yeah, I do have a video coming out on the alien for sure, going more in depth about why it looked like that at the end. That's gonna be on Monday. That video. Tomorrow I have a video talking about Ricky Park. That video is gonna be tomorrow around like 12 CST. Yeah, Emerald. There was like in the trailer her in Hollywood, but I think it was cut for the movie. So I think that's where she might have bumped into this guy. I could definitely see that as well, David, for sure. Director's cut, I need it too. I need that director's cut. The green mouth was definitely weird. So yeah, I thought also too with the ranch being blurry was something of a cover up as well. But some people said that because the alien kind of messes with like the magnetic field and electric stuff, that's maybe why it was blurred out. There definitely should be a director's cut. I feel, especially with Jordan Peele even talking about there being a 3 hour cut. Yeah, definitely. I do get confused calling it an alien going forward, back and forth with it. So I think creature is definitely the way to go for this, or predator. Hello. Yeah, it definitely is interesting to see how it really works, like its effect, right? Because how far of the range is it? I'm not sure. I feel like the creature itself was just going through the area. Maybe it just always goes through the areas at all times. But I think that Ricky kind of made it want to be staying here because it was sort of feeding it, and I think that's the reason it just lingered for so long. But I don't think it was always there for sure. Yeah, I like hearing different theories and stuff from other creators as well, and just like what they think about the movie and all of that as well, because it's definitely different. The bug on the camera coincidence, could be as well, could be for sure. Just like they say the shoe is a coincidence as well, so I'm gonna check it out again and definitely see. Kim Kardashian appearing out of nowhere in the movie would have been crazy for sure. But yeah, this movie definitely, I think, did its job well. It really has a conversation starting, whether people hate it or not. Everybody's just talking about it. It definitely did its job, I feel. Yeah, you could definitely hear the people screaming once they were in the creature's mouth for sure. I think that what was happening in that scene is there was this whole thing between OJ and Emerald where he was telling her to look at him, and I think he was looking at her, and the creature was sort of trying to get their attention to sort of make it be like, look at me, but they never did. They had that whole thing going on with them where they were going to make sure they were looking at each other. Possibly man made. It could be possible, but I feel like this definitely is a creature on its own. UAP is the new word. I feel like the creature didn't get Jupiter maybe when it was feeding it because it would just do it fast or appear out of nowhere, as opposed to now it had all these eyes on it, so it sort of got kind of pissed maybe. Like when you look at a predator, they might just get pissed like that. I do believe that Jean Jacket ate by compressing anything it had in its mouth and just sort of like making it into like smush and eating that. The murderous chimp definitely adds to Ricky's story of who he is now, just looking for these spectacles to profit off of, and could also be, in my honest opinion, the theory is that the aliens made him do that attack when they hovered over. I think that the creature eats by sort of compressing its prey inside, sort of like a snake. That could be too as well, that they sort of were easier to be preyed upon after everything that happened, because I think of the creature as well as sort of trauma for sure, because all of these characters had trauma that they were dealing with. Yeah, definitely it was trying to lure people into looking up to just devour them as well. Yeah, Jordan Peele said that the monkey scene was the scariest thing for him as well. The monkey thing was definitely a spectacle as well. The whole story in itself, for sure, for sure. The horse had all the eyes on it. That made, yeah, I remember now that the horse did have like all those things on it as well. Very unsettling and sinister for sure. Yeah, definitely what consumes you for sure. J.J. Abrams, I mean, J.J. Abrams is very much so. This is a movie he would probably make as well, right? Cloverfield Monster versus Jean Jacket. Who wins? What do you think? Yeah, definitely lucky. I think maybe because of the. I think that OJ put like some panels on him so he wouldn't look around. The Color of Money, that's definitely an interesting take right there for sure. I definitely do agree that they tried to give Ricky a backstory and then they just killed him off, but I feel like his scenes were cut. I feel like there was more to Ricky that we didn't really get to see. The owl symbolism, I'm not sure exactly just yet. Gordy looking at the camera definitely was creepy for sure. I think that the movement was triggering the alien creature with the inflatable people. The tethered, I could definitely see that being something that connects to these, right? The UFO predator got killed by a balloon. That was definitely out of nowhere too, for sure. I think it turned into that new state because it was trying to intimidate them, and it knew that the way it was right now, it really wasn't intimidating. I think it does it both for survival, but also for sport. It did look like a camera lens sensor. Now that I think about it, for sure. It did. I did not notice that she turned back to normal. I'm gonna see it again tomorrow for sure. Oh wow, that's crazy that it broke in the last 20 minutes. Basically, they just got the alien to follow Emerald on a motorcycle, and once on the motorcycle, they were able to take it into Jupiter's claim, and then she used the big balloon guy that was there to sort of get it to eat it and sort of come out of the clouds so she could take a giant picture of it. When she got the picture, the giant creature bit into the balloon and the balloon exploded in its mouth and ultimately looks like it died, and she was able to get the picture, and then you see OJ at the end and the horse with her. So that's pretty much the ending right there. Let's see, where are we? Okay, I need to find a way for this to not keep resetting because I lose my place in the chat. Jordan definitely did create a something cool with this for sure. I think it makes you look up at it, as somebody said as well, where it just pretty much makes you like people said, the screams and everything are sort of a distraction and get you to look up. So the popping of the balloons definitely is what set off Gordy, I feel, and that's definitely what at the end ultimately destroyed the alien as well. Let me try and find my place again. I'm not sure about the standing shoe. I do have to look at it again because I just vaguely remember that, but I remember it that it was having so much emphasis for sure. There was definitely a lot of connection there with OG's great 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 grandfather and him at the end being there at Jupiter's Claim, because it sort of looked like a picture as well if you look at it closely. It definitely just seemed shocked as well. I do agree. I wonder too if they got credit or that the news just come in here and take over, right? Because that's something that Emerald didn't want to happen with TMZ. I don't know. There's a lot of people that want a second film. Some people do want a prequel. What do y'all think? Prequel, sequel, or just leave it as it is? I feel like the praying mantis could have been a coincidence, or some people are agreeing that it was sort of used for the purpose of hiding the creature by the creature. But what do y'all think about that? Definitely Nope is just instinct about just like getting out of there and getting no, like not looking at it at all. I'm definitely gonna look once I see to see what you are all talking about at the beginning as well, for sure. Leave it. Yeah, definitely I see leaving it would be better, because I feel like the more information we get, it might be crazy. Could we get a sequel? Could we get a prequel? That's the question, right? I mean, I was somebody who didn't think Black Phone would get a sequel, and now there's rumors about it getting a sequel, so we don't know yet. I feel like they, in my like view, I would want them to get famous and save the ranch for sure with this. A movie on Gordy. People on the chat yesterday were talking about a Gordy movie. The Mantis was a coincidence. Yeah, it definitely could have been a coincidence for sure. The balloons randomly popping. I need to see how they randomly pop for sure. A prequel, I could definitely see the prequel. No sequels, especially from Peele. He did say never say never about no, not Nope, but Get Out. But I just don't see him doing a sequel either for sure. Getting away from a bad situation, that's definitely something I do notice with all of his films for sure as well. The Gordy scenes and those balloons, yeah, I was definitely like, oh my goodness, that was insane. It was so like gruesome and just like skin crawling. Get Out, overrated. I don't know. I like Get Out a lot, but I mean everybody's their opinion, right? So Jordan Peele movies definitely do feel like they're just like one story and that's it. I will definitely be looking out for that, for if that woman was healed or not. I'm gonna go watch it tomorrow night, so I'll probably have a video out on Monday for sure about that. Just saw it so angry. What happened there? It was it like something you were expecting didn't happen, or what was it? What it? So I think that they were able to attract the alien when she was on the motorcycle by just like looking at it quickly and then just like zooming through, and she was able to get there. The ending was very fast. It definitely was fast. Yeah, I don't see Peele doing sequels either or prequels. Get Out definitely was something that had more cultural effect for sure. I do have it still at the top for me in Peele's filmography. Yeah, the ending was fast, and I think the build up and everything was a lot better. Like when they were planning everything out to how to get him and all of this, I thought that was so cool, and the scenes beforehand as well. She got a face transplant. I'm not sure. I need to look. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow for sure. A lot of people did mention Lovecraftian vibes for sure as well. Did anybody feel bad for the alien? Let me know in the comments. Did y'all feel bad for the aliens? Did y'all feel bad for Gordy? I saw a lot of people yesterday talking about that yesterday, that they felt bad for it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there wasn't really much talked about with the director and those pills he was taking, right? I think the message, in my opinion, was don't go chasing a spectacle or trying to go for virality or things like that. because you know it's just gonna eat you up. I think that's what it is for sure. Balloons were the main weapons. Yeah, JJ Gordy are definitely parallels. I wonder too, is there more of those flying creatures? Yeah, I'm gonna definitely look out for that woman and see if she got healed or not, because that would add something different to this whole thing, right? I don't know. I don't think it's the same universe because it would be weird because Daniel Kaluuya is in both Nope and Get Out. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that had been cut out from the trailer itself as well. There's more than one flying. I'm gonna see it tomorrow. I'm definitely seeing if there was more than one for sure. There was people in my audience that were laughing when the alien because it just like it looked funny the way it happened right when it exploded. Yeah, definitely a lot open for interpretation with this one compared to other films. Yeah, definitely would have loved to see more there for sure from the alien also. Oh, I'm gonna definitely be watching Us and Get Out again to definitely see if there's any connections theme wise and all of that. The Kubrick vibes were definitely there now that you mention it for sure. Like this film definitely is interesting, right? Just how much people are going back and forth with it. There's a lot of divisiveness about whether or not the film was good or not, more than any of Peele's other films. So it's definitely interesting. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna be on here for another 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna get off. I'll be on tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. CST, talking about upcoming announcements on for Comic Con tomorrow. So if y'all want to join then, and then I'm gonna watch the movie again tomorrow night, and hopefully we'll do a live on Monday or Sunday, actually talking more about it. Sunday would work better for sure. Your favorite of the Peel movies? What does everybody think? Where do you rank this with all of the other Peel movies? I'm curious to hear what y'all think about that question. It was definitely, I think, the esophagus of the alien they were going down. I don't know if we ever really saw it where they end up or how they end up looking, right? I do like Get Out a lot. That was interesting that Lucky did stay in the cage. I think it was just Lucky, honestly. That's the name for it for sure. Did get chills when the alien was eating them. People clapped in the theater. People clapped in my theater as well for sure. Movie is a spectacle for sure. I mean, I know that a lot of people were upset with how the alien creature looked and the whole thing. An alien movie? I feel like it wouldn't be. I feel like this is a creature feature type film for it. Best alien movie? I don't know. I like Annihilation, and I also like Arrival for alien movies. So Us was better. I'd like Us. I don't know. I'm still debating. I need to see it one more time to know where to put it. I do agree with that list there right here for sure with Get Out, Nope, and then Us. Jupiter making Alien cold. I get those vibes as well there for sure. The old guy was basically like the director, and he was going to be the documentarian for them, sort of helping them get all the footage down so that they could use this to sort of get people to like make the ranch go viral and all of that. The fake aliens, that scene was scary for sure when they were just popping up like nothing, right? Signs was a good film for sure as well. Space Jellyfish, definitely see that as well. I do appreciate what Peele did though as well. I agree with that for sure. I would put this as creature feature, definitely sci-fi, but I don't think it would count really as aliens, right? Because we never really established if it was an alien or not, or was it always here on Earth, right? Yeah, definitely appreciate everybody who's still here for sure. I feel like it definitely is sort of like a connection between the two, Gordy as well as the alien, and how sometimes when you think you're taming something, just like Jupiter thought he was taming, it didn't really exactly go as planned. Good night, Jakora. Hopefully, yeah, we'll do some live tomorrow for sure. Maybe in the morning before Comic Con and all of that. Yeah, I'm surprised with Barbie. Barbie did really have such a short thing going on here. More, she had less lines than what I was expecting, also, and she was not in as much as I really thought when I saw her. She was on this. I don't know. That's the thing, right? How long has this thing been here? Has it been sort of like hiding in the shadows all this time, or what was going on, right? Definitely a movie to be debated for a while. Yeah, definitely. People will chase after whatever it takes, right? Yeah, definitely. I think that the reason people are saying that Ricky was sort of spared from Gordy was because there was like this thing covering his eyes, so he really wasn't looking at the creature in the eyes. Sort of like how at the creature, that the flying creature, that was the way it would kill you basically if you looked at it in the eyes. I can see people thinking that there was parts that dragged out for sure. Yeah, people were mad when the creature changed for sure. That I seen people say that. The Fourth Kind is a good movie. Fire in the Sky, Dark Skies, I have not watched. I could see the aliens making Gordy freak out. That's something I've talked about as well. There were so many great actors in this. I think everybody did a good job for sure. I don't know. Maybe she thought that the alien itself would just vanish if it saw all of these people, right? I agree. It was definitely rated R because of the Gordy scene. I don't know. I heard some people in my theater kind of groan at the fact that it when it changed for some reason as well. But I thought it was interesting how it changed. The levitating shoe. Yes, we're gonna talk about that shoe. I gotta see it one more time. See what's going on with that shoe, right? The alien hunted like a barred owl hunting rabbits. That's an interesting take, and I heard somebody else talk about the owl themes going on here. Really appreciate the donation as well, Raw. Thanks so much for that. Really appreciate it. Appreciate everybody who's on here on the chat as well. Follow me, subscribe to this channel if you love to talk about movies, TV shows, all that good stuff. We're talking Comic Con all weekend, so hit that notification bell. We'll probably go live tomorrow morning, and we'll go live on Sunday night. I'll try and make a more coherent schedule so people can know when we go live for sure. So the green thing, some people are saying it's sort of like the thing coming out is sort of like how it's like a camera lens of sorts, because we're talking spectacle and all of that here, and this thing is basically maybe how Hollywood can eat you up when you're trying to make it into Hollywood. Maybe Jordan Peele is trying to give us some talk about that. War of the Worlds is such a good film. More theories will be coming once I see it again on Saturday. On Monday I'll have a video out about that, and Sunday night we could do another live chat talking about more theories once I see it again and get some more information. So make sure you are hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell to know when those videos drop. So let's see. Looking forward to the next chat. Appreciate you. More theories, as I said, will be coming. Yeah, the green thing was basically, I think it's mouth, but it also kind of represented a camera at the same time, I feel. So pretty much, let's see. Do I talk about Stranger Things at all? I do talk about Stranger Things. I've made a ton of videos about it already, theories for season 5 and all that. Check it out on my channel when you get the chance. I've made a ton of videos about the previous season and my theories on what's coming next as well. the first hour of Nope. It definitely had weird pacing, right? It went slow at parts, and then at parts it went really fast for sure. I do agree that he definitely was speaking about this for sure. I think that they were definitely suffocating, and that sort of made me feel like a snake type vibe going on for it, the way it was. Sort of like squishing them once it swallowed them whole, so I thought that was interesting right there. It definitely felt like they were shooting a movie, right? How they were planning the shot and everything, and how it goes into shooting a movie when you're making one. I thought I got that vibe from it right there. A shapeshifter for sure, definitely, is what this creature is. Hypnosis, yeah, that's definitely something that the creature was trying to do, and sort of like how some like man eating, well, not man eating, like carnivorous plants do, where they look like pretty and all of that, and that sort of attracts the bugs to it. That's sort of what I thought about too when I saw this thing turn into its next form at the end. I feel like it's been a while that this creature has been around, and it might have just appeared in this area barely for sure. Oh, that's an interesting take right there. I didn't even know. 6 minutes, and that's how long it took for the dad to get killed. That's interesting. People are attracted to green equals the money. That's an interesting theory as well. I hadn't heard about that. See, we're all just coming up with these theories and talking about that. I do enjoy doing that. Okay, so I am definitely gonna get off right now. So really appreciate everybody who made it in here, who talked about stuff like that. And we will be doing more of these for sure. I'm gonna be trying to make a schedule for these, and just everybody knows what the time and all of that will be. Sunday for sure. We're gonna do one on Nope again once I see it again. We're gonna talk in the morning. We'll have a live, but that's gonna be about San Diego Comic Con. So if you want to talk about that as well, we'll talk about that. We're gonna talk about what we can expect from Marvel's panel tomorrow morning as well as DC. But the next Nope live will be on Sunday night. I'll make a post talking about the time exactly we'll do it, so y'all know when to hop in and all of that and be ready. And it won't be as like random as today's, because today's just came out of nowhere, right? So I'll try to make that one. Gonna watch this movie again tomorrow. Sunday we'll talk again, so make sure you're subscribed. Turn that notification bell on so you don't miss it. Appreciate all of you. Have a good night, and I'll see y'all next time, alright?